Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? So I'm throwing up another clip from Hard Knocks. Again, we've got my man J.J. Watt here. This is after a team practice where the defense really didn't have a good day. They're actually working with the Washington Redskins. They were doing a joint practice, and they were doing a little scrimmaging, and they didn't have a very good day. Romeo Crennel, the defensive coordinator for the Texans, for any Patriots fans like myself, you may remember him. He used to be the D coordinator and work with the team back in the day when they were winning a bunch of their Super Bowls back in the early 2000s. Really respected football guy. And so after practice, he's kind of laying into the defense about what kind of day they had. And after the talk, J.J. Watt grabs the guys and he talks. First, I'll say this. He drops a couple of swears in here, so just a warning. If you're young, you may not want to watch it. But what I want to talk about, I'll play the clip first. We can listen to it, and then we'll talk a little bit about kind of players and leadership and stuff like that.
Now you guys decide what you're going to do, what kind of team you want to have. You understand what I'm telling you? I hope you do. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it up. Take that personal. That's us he's talking about. We need to get it corrected. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like getting talked to like that. And I sure as hell don't feel like going out there and getting our asses kicked. And if we play the way that we did today, he's right. We will. Every day we got to get better. And it's this group together. Get with veterans, get together, whatever we have to do, talk to each other, and let's get this shit corrected. D on three. 1, 2, 3, T.
Okay, so there's a quick talk by J.J. Watt. Again, I just want to say a couple things about it that I think are important. Because I think a lot of players that want to be leaders or players that are already leaders, and some kids that aren't leaders, I think, people aren't really sure. Should I say something? Should I not say something? Is it good to say something? Is it not good to say something? Do we need captains on the team? Do we need leaders on the team? Et cetera, et cetera. So the only things I'll say about it is, and I've played on a bunch of teams, and I've had I've played with different captains. I've been captain of teams. And just, again, speaking kind of from my experience, and then from being a coach, although only for a few years, seeing teams and seeing different leaders and captains on those teams, I think a couple things stand out. I think the first thing is to be yourself. And you can lead in a bunch of different ways. You don't have to be a vocal leader. I think sometimes coaches will try to push players, typically their best players, to try to be more vocal, try to say things after practice. When things aren't going well, try to make them say stuff. And for me, not everybody is going to be a vocal leader. Not everyone's going to be able to stand in front of a team and do this. And if it's not you, it's not going to come across, it's going to feel phony to people. So if you're not a vocal leader, I personally don't believe that you have to be. If you're a guy that is a vocal leader and you feel comfortable in this type of setting, your words are going to come across much stronger. And for me, the team is going to buy into it. But players can tell when a guy is faking it, when it's not really them. They can tell that. And so I think it's really important to just be yourself. And it's okay to not be a vocal leader. When I was a younger player, I wasn't a really vocal leader. And it wasn't until I got older that I would say things that I would never, ever have said when I was a really young player. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. It just wasn't my personality. And so I tried to lead by example. And I was at times some of my coaches tried to force me to say more and to talk more in front of the team. And again, like I said, I never felt comfortable. And I always personally felt that it wouldn't be, players would know this, and it wouldn't be me. And my words I didn't feel would come across the way that I really needed them to come across. And so that's why I never felt comfortable doing it. So that's the first thing. It's okay not to be a vocal leader, and it's got to be you. You've got to be yourself. You can't try to be someone that you're not. So that's the first thing. The second thing for me is if you're going to be somebody that leads, if you're going to be someone that, especially if you're going to be a vocal leader, then you have to make sure that you are doing everything that you say. You have to be one of the hardest workers on the team. You don't necessarily have to be the best player in the team, but you need to have put the team first. And whatever it is you're talking about, you better be doing those things and displaying those in your actions, not just your words. And I've seen it happen a bunch of times. Where certain players want to be leaders. They want to be vocal leaders, but they're not putting in the work and they're not doing the things that they should be doing. And so it's actually worse for me when a player tries to talk up and tries to lead a team, but isn't actually leading through their actions. They just try to lead through their words. And again, players see right through it. And for me, it has the opposite effect. Instead of rallying the team in a positive direction, it works more in a negative direction. So that's probably my biggest tip for players that want to lead. It is great to have leaders. It's great to be a vocal leader. And I think every team needs somebody to do that. I think after a while, the coach's words, if it's the coach over and over and over and over again that has to harp on things and has to do this, sometimes players tune those guys out. But when a player can stand up, for me, again, I think players are able to get through to other players. Teammates are able to get through to other teammates. And I think it's really important to have that guy. But again, it has to be you. You can't fake it. You got to be yourself. And if you're going to be that guy, then you better be holding up your end of the bargain with your work ethic, with putting the team above yourself. Your words better, your actions better be matching up with what you're saying. If they're not, then you're doing the team a disservice, and you're basically just faking your leadership. And again, for me that's even worse than having no leader at all. So hopefully this answers any questions you may have. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section below. Share the video with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. And go check out Hard Knocks. Talk to you later.